Hey guys, it's Ralph with Stray Benzes. Today I've got something special for you, for all the people who have got the old 80s Daimler-Benz 4, 5, 6 cylinders with diesel injection. And because there are so many people who would love to work on their diesel engine and try to figure out how to fix them. So today I'm going to try helping you out with how to set the pop-off pressure and fixing diesel injectors on those old diesels from back in the 80s. There are a couple of things you gotta have before you even start. Let me show you. So here you have a basic tool set that you need in order to start, first of all, getting the injectors out. This one I already took out, but you need a deep socket, it's a 27mm wrench. Don't choose the impact wrench type because you need to be able to take the injector and get it in and out of here. There you go. So it's already stuff that's falling down. Then you need a 14mm, preferably one of those, an open wrench. In order to loosen up the injection line. And then you need this gizmo right here. You need a pop-off tester. Has a fuel reservoir. You need absolute clean diesel that you can fill this with. Mount it on a bench like this temporarily or on a fixed one. Cleaning solvent. Couple of troughs so you can catch cleaning fluids and the spent diesel. That is the test injection line. You will need a new injection nozzle. You will need new heat shields, and you need these shims here. They come in all kinds of different sizes. Because that's typically where people go wrong when they try fixing something. Because they typically will take the injection nozzle out, put the new nozzle in, and think that that's going to take care of all their problems. There are so many issues that you can have with these injection nozzles, but even if it goes perfectly well together, if they are not set to the basic 135 bar, then you may just be able to go back in there time and again to fix that thing, because it's either turning out to be a smoke bomb or they drip, which leads to NOx, engine NOx, black smoke, white smoke, all kinds of different stuff, and it just doesn't run right. So first things first, it's also safety. You will need a pair of safety glasses, because this is super high pressure. Your fingers, eyes, you need to protect them. Do not at all put your fingers in front of those injection nozzles. That gives you some that makes for badly damaged skin with a possible infection. Not something you want to try, and you definitely don't want to have it go off anywhere near your eyes. So this is dangerous. So please be very, very careful when you do this. A pop-off tester, some kits made with pride in China, they work reasonably well. The especially for the hobby mechanic, car mechanic. So they won't even cost you $100, but you gotta have one of those in order to make this work. So first things first. Here on the engine, this is the 6-cylinder OM 603. You go in, remove the rubber lines, the return lines, and then you start loosening this up. And once you have the fuel injection line loose, you carefully bend it and move it over so your socket will fit over top of there. And then one important thing is they sometimes are in there from years of service, or maybe somebody else monkeyed around with it. So the long extension here, long lever, might just do the trick to get them out. And once you have them out, you need a 22 wrench, most likely open, and then we'll go in and open this thing up and show you what's inside. Be very careful with your cleanliness. Fuzz, sandpaper, wire brushes and all this kind of stuff you cannot use. Use carburetor cleaner, brake cleaner or something, and cloth. If it doesn't come off, put it in the carb cleaner some more, but don't use any sharp objects. This stuff gotta come perfectly clean, and you can't use anything rough on these fuel injectors. I can't stress that enough. So let's see if we can take this one apart. Here, the trick that I usually use, you don't even need to advise. You put it in on the bench like this, and you counter hold with your wrench or with a lever here, and this thing is coming loose. That one is stuck, probably gummed up. This one was not working right, but I got it loose, because that is what I needed the most. All right, let me put it together and show you what the problem was with this one before I even started putting the new injector on. It's got to be nice and tight. Okay, so let's put a little bit of fuel in here. Actually, I have enough in there. Nice clean. Put the test fitting on here. There we go. This one is a 19. Alright. This is a 17 that I need to counter hold. Make sure that this is tight. Alright. Well, let's see what my stream needs to look like and where it pops off. Here's what ideally I'd like to have. Let's see. Tough to see. Let me get a flashlight. Still not bright enough. Let's see if this works. I need to pop this off at 135 bar or 13.5 megapascal. That's about 1900 psi. So that's why this is pretty dangerous if you don't protect your eyes and hands from this. And let me go ahead, put a little bit of pressure on here. Make sure it doesn't leak anywhere, because if it leaks, there you go. And In fact, let me just turn this a little bit. We can see, read that better. There you go. So, see? And my injection pressure is way too high. And something else the matter. So it's about, yeah, it's definitely too high. It should be popping off where the, there you go. Take a look at this, what's happening. See, this stream, that should not be a stream like that. That is responsible for all kinds of funky knocking sounds, and this one, black smoke coming out, and it's just not gonna run right. And this one, yeah, this is really bad. What it should look like is it should have like almost like a conical shape moving out a very, very fine mist. So this is definitely not what this is supposed to be. And well, here we go in just a sec. Once I loosen this up, then I can show you how you adjust that pressure. Here's the completely torn down injection nozzle. So you counter hold this part with your deep socket, or you put it in a vise, and you loosen that with a 22mm wrench, open wrench, and you're going to get, this is the one of the adjustment shims already that goes up in there. There's the spring that takes care of the like the pop-off pressure and keeping it closed until it's time to open and release the fuel into the pre-combustion chamber. This is all componentry that sits on top of the actual injection nozzle, and this is the holder. And you can see this is quite dirty. This one is worn out, very fouled up with fuel deposits and black deposits, and even this, the front tip is worn. So this one is definitely ready to be tossed. This is one of the Bosch Germany ones. If you can get your hands on any of those brand new, go ahead and take them. I have had issues with these here. They are Bosch, but they are made with pride in India. They don't always have a consistent pop-off pressure, and also don't have, or very often don't have a very consistent spray pattern for each engine. It should pop off at the exact same pressure, and it should have the exact same spray pattern. Nice fine mist. So I'm going to clean up the individual components, make absolutely sure they're spick and span clean, and then I'm going to put the new injection nozzle in here with the current setup to tighten it up again, just to see where it pops off and whether or not I need a thinner shim to reduce the pressure, or increase the shim size to jack up the pressure. And you will need a nice set of precision caliper. Yeah, let me go ahead and clean it up and put it back together with a brand new one. This one is going to get chucked, and then we'll see what we get once we have this all put back together in a nice clean shape. The crud that I got out of this injector was unbelievable. It's been a while since I've seen one caked up and coked up this bad. This is all the stuff that came out of that thing. I have no idea how that was running. Wasn't running well, I tell you that. But now I can go ahead and blow this all clean, nice and clean, now that I've dried it off. And in just a moment we'll get it back together for the first time, and then we'll see what the pop-off pressure is. Alright, so first things first, injection nozzle. There you go. Fits nice. And this part, and I can just drop that off in there. Make sure that the small item here. This needs to point up as the spring sits on top here, like so. And now I can put the shim up in here. Fuel travels through the center. There we go. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the spring in here first. All right. And now I can put it back together, like so. And screw it together, like so. There we go. And now I can put it in my temporary device here. Take the 22 and tighten it. It's actually a huge difference of how this one goes together. The spring provides nice tension already. Let's see. Let's just hope the spray pattern got fixed now with the new nozzle. All right. Time to put it in the tester, and then we pop test it. Ready? Got it all tightened up, and see what happens. There we go. It's still too high. And you hear the, let me just change this out. Spray all over the place. You can actually hear a little bit of chatter in the injection nozzle, and that's pretty much what it's supposed to be. See? See the nice and fine mist that's coming out of this one? That is how it's ought to be. And I'm almost right there. I need to see if I have just a little bit of a smaller shim. This one is awesome. Listen. See that little bit of a chatter? That is what a good injector should sound like. When you push it, there you go. It has a super fine mist and it's tapered. That is what that sound should sound like. And the pop-off pressure is almost there. We need a slightly, probably like a 0.05 millimeter shim smaller, and we're right there. So here I've got a shim that is exactly 1.8 millimeter, 1.75. So I need something in the pretty much exactly 1.7. I have a shim kit, and here there is one that is 1.7. 1.7 is the one that is the closest here. All right, I'm going to put it in, and then we'll see if and how this is going to work. I'll put the nozzle back together, and we'll rinse and repeat until we get the right pop-off pressure. All right, so got it reassembled back on the jig, popped up the pressure. Let's see. Awesome spray pattern, and success. All right, so now I can do this with all 6 of them. And mind you, on the 6-cylinder turbo, you're going to have to take the injector connection off meaning the charge air connection between the turbo and the intake header, so you can get to cylinder, especially cylinder number 3. But you have got to get all of the nozzles to pop off at exactly the same pressure. Otherwise, you're just not going to have a smooth running engine. And you have got to have that nice, even spray pattern. There are also other nozzles around, Monarch ones. They are superior to these Bosch ones. They even smoke less and give you a little bit of power. But who doesn't want to go and spend the extra money? The Bosch ones will do as well. It's not even all that much noticeable. The other thing, some people jack up the pressure a little bit. Mind you, when you do that, you're going to have a smoke bomb, because when you increase the injection pressure to, let's say, 140, 145 top, because you can, if you want to, it atomizes the fuel a little bit more. But what happens is now, with a higher pressure, you also have, well, you are delaying the injection time. So the timing is off. So fuel is still going in almost on the downstroke, and there's a lot of fuel that doesn't burn, and you'll have white smoke. So in just a moment, I put all the 6 back in there, and then let's see how it runs, if it smokes, if it clatters, or does other funky things. But I believe we had success. That one was an awesome cleanup job, and with a very small investment, you can make a huge difference on how your engine runs. There's one more word of caution: if your engine has passed 150,000 miles on it, you also have got to check the pre-combustion chambers. I show you a couple of pictures of what the old ones look like. There's a small little ball in there just below the injection nozzle on the inside of the engine, in that pre-combustion chamber, that you can pull out, not without taking out the glow plug, because otherwise you will have some major engine damage when you do that. It does take 2 extra tools in order to get them out. Mercedes sells the shim kit as well as those special tools. You get your pre-combustion chambers, the new ones. They're a little on the expensive side, but they're they're a good investment, because that, as I was saying, that it has a small little ball right before the injection nozzles. And what is that supposed to do is for the fuel to swirl around in the combustion chamber before it actually hits the exit on the engine, because that becomes almost like a blowtorch if that goes. With high mileage comes wear and tear on that little ball. And on mine, they were almost gone, and you do not want them rattling around in the pre-combustion chamber, or heaven forbid they can fall down into the actual combustion chamber where the piston goes up and down. Makes for catastrophic engine damage. Don't want to do that. Yank those out, change them out, and then you put them back together, and they run for another 100,000 miles easy. Also, the heat shields. Spent the money for new ones. This is the old one. It dishes out a little bit. See the little bevel on here? That goes towards the inside of the engine, and this is the side where the nozzle goes, but just before you tighten that back down. Torque it, don't over torque it, but make sure that you change these heat shields. They're there for good reason. They help protect your injection nozzle from damage, and because these things run forever, get some good high quality stuff that you put back in there, because it does need to run for a while. Here's the old pre-injection chamber. You need to take out the glow plug. Here's the old one and the new combustion chamber, and in a moment you can see the nice ball of the new injection chamber, pre-ignition chamber that is, one installed in the head. Alright, Let's crank this beast up. There we go. Success. That's what it should sound like. Runs smooth, purrs, and more importantly, there is no smoke. Neither white nor black. A little bit of gray is okay, but we got it. Got it fixed. That is success. Let's see. Awesome. And no smoke bomb. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed another episode of DIY with your Benz. Send me questions, comments, and until next time, have fun and happy wrenching.